Hello, and a very warm welcome to Cultural Communication Confidence with me, Victoria Reynoldson, and a very warm welcome to this episode. I am so excited to be sharing with you my book today. I am holding in my hands a physical copy of my book, Become a Global Leader, which launched last week. And I have some amazing news to share with you, the listeners of this podcast. This book last week became a best selling book, which just blows me away. It became the number one best selling book in career advancement and professional development. It became the number two book in international business and finance. This happened last week at the time of this recording, and it is such a special moment to recognize in the launch week when the book had only gone live for a couple of days that it was already being bought around the world, being received, and was already helping those current, aspiring, and future global leaders. And so, this is a moment that I want to celebrate, of course, with you, but also to really encourage you to, if you have already got your book, fantastic, congratulations. But really dig into this book. There is so much in there to activate, and I've designed it to be very practical to help you to elevate your visibility, increase your impact, communicate confidently and clearly, and connect across cultures. And this mini series that I've been doing over the last few weeks has been doing a bit of a deep dive into the pillars of the book to give you that flavor of what the book is about. And if you haven't got your copy already, I would really encourage you to do so. So I can put the show link below, but the link again is www.culturecuppa.com/book. Or you can just head over to Amazon and search for the book there, Become a Global Leader by Victoria Reynoldson. So, this episode is this continuation of an overview of the book so you can understand what is inside. We started a few weeks ago with the first pillar where we talked about empowering your confidence. The second pillar was about mastering your clarity to elevate your influence. The third pillar was bridge challenging conversations. That was the last episode that came out. And this week, we're going to get into the fourth pillar, which is connect across cultures with cultural intelligence. Now, this pillar is incredibly important. In fact, I would argue when I wrote this book, I saw it as the most important pillar in this book. And the reason for that is that when I was doing my research, I could see that there was clearly a lot going on with attention, focus, learning, growth, and support in developing AI and tech skills. And of course, that is absolutely right in this moment in time. However, there was also research saying that what was happening within organizations is that we're starting to see gaps appearing, huge gaps in people's people skills, in their ability to communicate and connect, in their ability to have conversations. And this is really what this pillar is about, helping you to think about how you connect to others. And so, the start of this pillar really puts across this idea that your communication, your ability to connect is a superpower. Yes, of course, you will have other things that are important, but technical skills and knowledge can be learnt by other people. People can gain experience like you and build up expertise, but your ability to lean into that connection, to have a way to have the empathy with somebody else, that they feel that from you, that they feel your genuine interest. This is what I believe makes good global leaders differentiate from great global leaders. So, this is what I want to put to you. The start of this pillar in this book really talks about why this is so challenging. And one of the big parts of this for me is that we have almost a, too much communication going on right now. We have the opportunity to connect technically at the touch of a button. But that is a collaboration tool, whether you're using Teams or Zoom or Google or whatever collaboration tools are within your business organization. I'm sure that you're using them almost all day, frequently. But that leads often to the communication overload. It leads to over communication, but that's not real communication. My argument is that to create real communication, you have to be quite intentional. You have to create space for conversations, and you have to really think about how you're going to invest in your relationships, not for only achieving your results, but for making the organization work well together, the team work well together, for people to feel like they're valued and that they feel good in their work. So, this is the first part of the pillar, really explaining some of the challenges we have with human connection today. The second part of this pillar is one of the core fundamentals in my work in how I help people. This is all about cultural intelligence, understanding how to adapt and act. So, this starts in this pillar differentiating between what is cultural awareness and what is cultural intelligence in truth. How to go deeper than just surface knowledge and get beyond the stereotypes. I then introduce the cultural intelligence model, which comes from the Cultural Intelligence Center, and explain how you can understand your own and others' behavioral preferences, plus the capabilities that make the difference, the CQ or cultural intelligence capabilities that you can focus on and understand where you are strong and where you need to develop to have that difference, to have that impact when you're working globally. So, this is the second part of this pillar. Moving on from that, we also discover in this pillar, I talk about the secrets of nonverbal communication. This is a topic which I'm very passionate about, and I believe that communication is more than the words that we use, as important as they are. It is, of course, important to understand the impact of things like your tone of voice, how your facial expressions and body language can connect to others, and think about, the way that you're using your full communication tools available to create that connection with others around you. Even if you don't have the ability to meet them face to face, my view is that this is even more important in the virtual space. The very final part of this pillar is all about your conversation skills. I talk about why conversations matter and how they bring concrete benefits to teams and organizations based on the research. Fundamentally, conversations create better results. That is what I have found. But it's difficult to find that space for those kinds of conversations. So I give very practical strategies to open up those opportunities and also how to build up the sense that you sharing encourages others to share with you as well. So, how to have genuine conversations that get beyond the small talk and the surface level. This is what this pillar is about. As I mentioned earlier, I think this is a really fundamental part of this book. It is the crux of it. It brings together all the other pillars from confidence to clarity to challenging conversations. This is the last and final episode that I'll be doing, giving this overview on the book. So my real kind of my encouragement to you is, if you haven't got this book already, do get your own copy. I mentioned you can get it from Amazon now. You can also head over to my website, and the link is below in the show notes. But the action that I want to leave with you is not just to read this book. I've designed this book to be incredibly practical. I want it to be something that you don't just read cover to cover, but you really engage with. There are activation questions at the end of each chapter, and I want you to do those. I've given a bonus resource book to you, which you can download when you purchase your own copy. And, I want you to not only read it, but I want you to activate it. And then I want you to share it. I believe this book is all about not only your own potential and your growth into becoming a global leader, but also encouraging others around you to do the same. So, who else do you know who would love to become a global leader? Who else needs to up their impact, their visibility through the way that they're communicating and connecting? Who would love to expand their business or career globally? This is the book for them. And sharing it also is telling me, how have you found this book if you already discovered it and dived into it? What is resonating with you? What are you finding useful? I would love to know. And so please reach out to me over LinkedIn. My personal profile is Victoria Reynoldson. Drop me a message. Let me know what's connecting to you when you read this book. And if you're feeling very generous, I would deeply, deeply appreciate it if you would leave me a review on Amazon. It means obviously that feedback is fantastic, but it also lets others know that you value this book, that you have found it insightful and inspirational as well. So, thank you so much for joining me today, for listening to this episode. I hope it's giving you a very good flavor alongside the other episodes in this mini series about what's contained within this book and how it can help you to elevate your global leadership. I just would like to leave you with this thought that everybody, I believe, has the potential to grow into becoming a global leader. But it just starts with a decision. It starts with a decision that you want to make this happen. This book can be part of this decision, taking you forward and helping you to achieve your wild leadership goals and dreams. What could you achieve in the next 12 months? I can't wait to hear. Make sure you come back and let me know what happens next. But in the meantime, thank you for listening. Thank you for joining me and look forward to seeing you next time on the show.